What's going on? I thought that'd be kind of funny for the opening. So, getting it started. Today is March 13th, Friday the 13th. Going to day 33 of the carnivore diet. And man, if you guys have been watching the news, things have been getting crazy. So, to update you guys, if anybody's in Florida, all schools, well, let's take that back. All the colleges, including my college today, have now go on a hiatus till about April 5th. And then after that, all classes will be online till further notice after that. The campus will still kind of be open, but mostly just for important questions about registering for summer classes or fall. But I mean, I have no idea what's going to be happening. Of course, I know in the news, Disney World is actually closing on Sunday and then won't reopen till April 5th. No, actually, they'll open the beginning of April. And I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, still haven't figured out why everybody's hoarding toilet paper right now. I still haven't figured that one out. One thing I guess that you could say is good about the carnivore diet is that you don't have to use as much toilet paper because you're not really going to the bathroom that much. So that's at least a positive end. Went and picked up more water, but I mean, I got a whole freezer full of meat, so I'm not really worried about food or rations or anything like that. Man, it's just crazy though. Like, I don't understand why, humans, we always like have this necessary need to just panic every time anything goes wrong. I mean, I don't personally know anybody that's come in contact with the coronavirus. I mean, like I know they say that in China, I think the last number I saw was like 89,000 people died. And then I know in Italy it's gotten up into the thousands, but I don't know. I don't know, it's just weird. I guess I'm not sure if it's just from being in the military or, just having a little common sense. But I mean, like, I don't think we should be freaking out this much where we're just hoarding everything like we usually do, like it's the apocalypse. It's a natural disaster that, we can't really plan for, expect. I mean, perfect example, like God bless those people in Tennessee. I mean, when the tornado, what were they supposed to do? I mean, it just happens. You can't control a tornado, but I just hope for the best. I mean, I wish people would stop being so crazy about it, like think about it rationally, just take care of yourself, make sure you clean up after yourself. Um, if you do go to the gym, this is one big pet peeve, please clean the equipment after you're done. I mean, that is just some gross stuff. If you sit down or get close, if you're about to get on a bench and you just see it covered in sweat or God knows whatever, like just wipe it down. Oh my gosh, sometimes it's so gross. All right, little rant there. So, okay, yeah. So I wanted to go into a little bit of ideological future for me. So I'm still doing the carnivore diet. I'm still trying to be as strict as possible. I've kind of gotten off the carnivore cookbook with all this crazy stuff going on because now that all my classes have been online, I'm trying to keep up with all the workload that comes with that. Plus, I'm still trying to switch all my paperwork over through the VA system, so I don't even know how that's going to happen now. I doubt, they're going to turn you away from the hospital, but I don't know how that's going to be working because the VA hospital I'm trying to transfer is in a very, let's say, elderly populated community. And I don't know if there's like a wait list or like what they're going to be able to do. But as soon as I start getting my blood work done and stuff, I want to give it to you guys. I did one of those, um, whatchamacallits, and it's, those blood pressure machines in Publix. I did one of those, but I don't know, I thought it said it was high, but it was like 1 point above like the normal average, so I don't know how that came off as that. I have lost another 10 pounds, so I'm down to like 270, I believe. I have to get new batteries for my electric scale, but I've been weighing myself at the gym because they have one of those old school, like ratchet ones where you have to move like the bottom row to like, 100, 150 to 200, stuff like that, and the little top one. So it's like right around like 170 something. I did legs today at the gym and it felt really good again. It was interesting. It's so fascinating to me. I mean, just like how there's no more like there's no real you get like the normal pains like for when you work out at the gym because you're like training and you like want to try to do your best. But since I work out by myself, I don't try to like push too far. I try to make sure that I get like a good workout where I feel like my muscles have been tested and I can leave the gym confident knowing that I pushed myself more than usual. But I mean, it's just really crazy how good I feel though, you know? And another thing I wanted to say, if whatever diet you're on, not saying you have to do the carnivore diet, but you should be, I mean, I probably ranted about this one in the last video. You should be doing something in terms of working out, whether it's walking, yoga, going to the gym, CrossFit, boxing, jujitsu, judo, taekwondo, karate, any of those dancing, something along the lines of like getting your body moving because if you start doing it now, it's going to pay off in later on. Like I said before, like you're thinking about training, unless you're some sort of athlete that's getting ready for an event or someone that has to put their body to the test for whatever job you might be, like an MMA fighter or a CrossFitter or a boxer or something, you should be doing something so that later on in your life you have that muscle built up and you have that muscle memory almost, like your bone density and stuff. So say like, God forbid you take a fall, like it's just one of those things you should be trying to add into your life somehow, whether you have an office job, an online job or something like that, you should be trying to incorporate it somehow, something, even if it's like, 3 days a week or only on the weekends or, something along those lines. Um, Yeah, still feeling pretty good. I saw that just Missy and his wife finally watched the Fact documentary. If you guys haven't seen it, that is a really great movie. I got a copy of it right here. I actually own it on Blu-ray, and I actually downloaded it on iTunes. And it's just a good watch. I mean, it goes into a lot of detail about the ketogenic diet, how the mass production of carbs and just saturated fat, like the not like the normal fat that we get into our diet, but the stuff that we've just made up, artificial sweeteners, the God knows of how many different bags of brand chips there are out there. I mean, come on. I mean, all the cookies that are mass produced, all the cakes that are mass produced, all of the crazy different ways we take our coffee nowadays. Um, I mean, just all of it. I mean, it's a really great documentary that I highly recommend people watch. It actually came out in 2019, so it's really not that old. I do think it's funny that somehow it gets very overlooked compared to that Game Changer documentary, just because of the fact that it didn't have as much funding or maybe as much publicity as that. And I mean, everything inside that Game Changer documentary has just been, criticized over and over again about people cherry picking stuff. And I get that you have like your narrative like when it comes to something. I mean, I try to write stuff all the time, and I know that you have to have a certain idea, and everything leads up to that final idea. But like, I mean, we shouldn't be doing that with science. We shouldn't be doing that with science and health, something that literally puts people's lives at risk. You know, and I feel really bad for a lot of the athletes in there. Some of the ones that are just trying to do it for the fame, and they're not really getting anything about it. And a lot of them are just being called out, and a lot of them been injured or, out of commission or, God forbid, worse. But, just give it a watch. I mean, I think it's still free on iTunes. So it's a really great watch. I mean, it really dives into a lot of the history of the ketogenic diet, how doctors kind of like brushed the evidence away, even though it worked for a lot of people. And even now it still works for a lot of people. I mean, most of the Facebook groups I'm part of now, they're like carnivore based. All of them that lead to it, a lot of them always start with, I was on a ketogenic diet and now I switched to full carnivore to either get more weight off or to clear up a fogginess in the mind or to get more tone, whatever their reason was, it always says that. And again, if you guys aren't following Sean Baker on his YouTube channel, I mean, he's constantly doing stuff. He's pretty much becoming the godfather of the carnivore diet right now. But he just did an interview with the London Heat, I believe, and let me see, I'm just gonna bring it up right here. One, I know this is really professional. London. Sean. Oh, London Reel. Sorry about that. It's called the London Reel. Yeah, found it. No, I do not want to subscribe. Okay. Why? That's another thing. Why is it you always have to subscribe to something just to watch a video or get some little bit of information? This is so much fun. Sorry, guys. I really. Okay, you know what? I actually have it on my phone. This is just getting ridiculous now. Trying to watch a free video and makes it the most complicated thing in the world. Okay.
So when we look at nutrition science in general, with regard to predicting how long we're going to live, if we're going to get heart disease or cancer, is so incredibly weak. The data that we use to make those assumptions is almost completely worthless. I'm never going to say an all-meat diet is going to make you live the longest, because I don't know. No one knows. But no one can tell you what any diet can make you live the longest. How many death threats do you get a day from the vegans? Mostly, we hope you die of cancer and heart disease.
Crazy.
This is the thing. There's people that talk about it, and there's people that have done it. Most people don't know that a handful of raw cashews will kill you. I think we need to step back and say, how do we take sick people and make them healthy? If we were just to do that, a huge one, we would no longer be spending, $3.7 trillion on health care. The supposition is meat is unhealthy. We hear this all the time.
Okay. You guys should really find it. If you go to Sean Baker's Instagram, there's a good clip of it there. But he just brings up a lot of good facts. I mean, there's peanut allergies, lactose intolerant. I mean, the biggest thing that we should be worrying about is not like who eats vegetables and who eats meat. We should be figuring out why are people getting sick and why is the obesity rate going up. Even though like eating meat has actually decreased since the 1950s. I mean, it's something that we should be talking about instead of constantly trying to navigate ourselves through these different wheels of fields and trying to divide each other and constantly be like, he or she is this or he or she is that. In a society where we're always trying to like be connected and be one with each other, it's like we're constantly trying to find out a reason to put a wall between that and segregate them or separate them. You know, I think in the end we really need to just figure out what is the main cause of why people are getting more sick and figuring out why is it that why is it we're getting more sick? Why? Is it because there's more diseases? Is there more technology? Is there more chemicals and everything we have? The last thing we should be fighting about is like, what are you eating for dinner tonight? That just doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna leave it at that before it gets too long and I get on another rant. But like I always say, guys, since it's my third day saying it, if I can do this, anybody can do this. I'm just an average Joe. Let's figure out why we're all getting sick and let's try to eat healthy, guys. I choose meat. You can choose as you want. Until the next one. Later.